Cristiano Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, and Jamie Vardy. These three guys are among the best players in the world, and I'm curious on how they fuel up before their games. Some players have a heavy focus on the gym, some in other styles of physical training. But while these things may vary from player to player, fueling up before a game is something that they all do. What I'm gonna do is find each player's pre-game routines and give it a shot before a session of my own. I'm gonna evaluate the meal's nutritional values and also how I felt after and during the session through their dietary selections. Let's start off with the GOAT. Cristiano Ronaldo is still an active player who has had a career spanning 20 plus years. His commitment to peak physical and mental form is unmatched, and as you'd imagine, he sticks to a very clean diet. Ronaldo likes fish, particularly swordfish, sea bass, and sea bream. And his favorite dish is a mixture of cod, onions, thinly sliced potatoes, and scrambled eggs. This dish he is referring to is a Portuguese specialty that I suck at pronouncing, but here it is.
Bacalhau à Brás.
But since I don't have the time to make that, I'm going to make a meal including all the same ingredients so that I can get all the same nutritional value. Alright, now that we're all fueled up, it's time to head out and see the results.
He gets the ball out wide, passes it in, slips it through. Oh dear.
I was a little worried about having a fish aftertaste in my mouth while playing, but honestly, with all the foods mixed together, it tasted great and I didn't even have that worry. It's a little high in the sodium count and fat count, still a significantly better option than some processed meats. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Alright, cool. Now that we have crossed off Ronaldo, let's move on to the roadblock. Erling Haaland. Standing 6 feet 4 inches, weighing 88 kilograms, he is a physical specimen to say the least. And it takes some serious food to fuel this massive striker. Luckily for me, Haaland enjoys a special and pretty tasty pre-home game routine meal, lasagna. While it might not be the most A+ nutritional meal, I'm not going to tell a guy shattering scoring records left and right how to get ready before a game. Since the actual recipe his dad uses is a bit of a mystery, I figured the closest comparison would be to go and purchase the healthiest option available. And now that we're all fueled up, let's go play and see what Haaland pregame meal has to offer.
So again, I probably wouldn't go for this myself before, as it did leave me feeling a bit heavy toward the beginning of the game. However, once I got through that, I feel like it did provide me with a decent fuel source. As far as nutrition goes, it probably ranks somewhere in a 4 or 5 out of 10 range. So altogether, I would probably give the lasagna dish a 6.5 out of 10.
With Haaland crossed off, we can now move on to the third and final player, Jamie Vardy. Our first two players have come up into the professional game in a similar fashion. However, why I made sure to add Vardy to this list is because he is someone that many of us can relate much more to. His professional career started far later than most players, and in the meantime was living a life quite similar to mine and yours. However, something obviously clicked for him. I'm not talking about his jump into the big leagues, I'm talking about his pre-game routine, which was likely established far before this point, and boy is it unique. Before every game, Vardy follows an intense and likely not recommended diet of a ham and cheese omelet, 3 cans of Red Bull, and a double espresso. I actually had to take a second to check if I would in fact have a heart attack trying this. Should be fine. So to mimic his 3 p.m. kickoff, I will start my first Red Bull at 2 p.m. followed by the ham and cheese omelet around 4 hours before kickoff, and wash it down with, of course, another Red Bull. I feel like I sound like the protein scoop guy.
Then you're gonna add some
Red Bull.
and then I usually throw in a whole
Red Bull.
Then we're gonna add some
Red Bull. A little while after, while waiting, he mixes it up a little bit and enjoys a double espresso. But as prepping for the game officially begins, it's back to all reliable. Time to enjoy one last Red Bull. And now that we're officially fueled up for the game, let's see how it goes. Frankly, I played great and had plenty of energy. No complaints on that. At the moment, it's 2:30 a.m. and I feel like I can hear the blood flowing through my veins. One thing I can definitely take away from this is, regardless of if you prefer chicken and rice or 3 cans of Red Bull before your games, finding something that comfortably works for us and gets us feeling our best is what we really want to aim for. Taking things from high-level athletes is good to try and experiment, but as you can see, the ideal pre-game routine can look very different person to person. So at the end of the day, there is no universal right answer to this question. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.